Beautiful Shannon Lazovski of Glamorous Moms Foundation, Detroit Mommies, Detroit Fashion News, Glameselle. Glamorous Moms Foundation is one of the key topics we're going to talk about today. I mean, you have so many hats. I feel like you should have a hat on and just keep twirling them, but you are one busy, busy, busy person. I can say that I have been coming and emailing you to come on to talk to me. And then so I'm so thrilled, so honored that I finally could grab you. So
Oh,
thank you for being here this morning.
thank you for having me. I know it took some time to get our schedules together. I do wear many hats. I have a problem saying no. So that's why I'm here.
I love that. Well, I'm so glad. What I actually don't know the answer to this, so I'm kind of glad. What actually came first? You're a blogger, you're a professional blogger. We'll talk about you are the founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, a social media strategist. I would put you as, one of the first, to know all about what true influence marketing means. But what was the first, sort of title you had?
Well, Glamorous Moms was my first brand name. I mean, really, the Glamorous Moms blog, which is now my personal blog, is what kind of started it all 17 and a half years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so I appreciate you mentioning that. I've been around for a while. I laugh and joke with people. I call myself the dinosaur of influencers here in Michigan because the business of influencing sure has expanded and
Mhm.
become just really a life of its own in the last few years. And I truly started influencing almost 18 years ago, before Twitter, before Facebook, before Instagram, way before TikTok. And and when I started, we only had a handful of Michigan bloggers. Some were mom bloggers, which
Mhm.
really that term isn't used much anymore. Some were lifestyle bloggers. A very, very few amount of fashion bloggers and beauty bloggers in Michigan. I think I could really count them on one hand.
Right.
Maybe 5 to 7 bloggers from what I knew of at the time when I started, and now we have hundreds. I mean, we have over 500 bloggers in Michigan now. And
What when people are listening, and you and I have talked about this offline, and yesterday I had the pleasure of talking to someone in LA who's a fashion blogger, and we specifically talked about, she came from New York and she's in LA now. She was a Midwest person, so we had that sort of round, full rounded circle conversation. But um, Michigan lends itself a little differently. The fashion world in Michigan is different than the fashion world in New York. And I love the term lifestyle blogger, because I think any mom out there, I think I love that the word mom blogger has sort of, you know, tra- transformed into the lifestyle blogger. Moms know so much um, about food, healthcare. They
right.
know about, the products. So they know about the lifestyle of a mom, of a working mom. So, but let's really break it down. What is a blogger? What is I'm going to do this, influencer?
Mhm. I still agree with you. I'll rewind just a little bit. The bloggers who are moms, I will say, they are excellent lifestyle bloggers because moms know all, right? I mean, we think we do. We try to. We know about
We
time
sure have to
management,
fake it
scheduling.
sometimes.
We have to fake that chicken dinner that really didn't turn out that well, feeding schedules, great meals and recipes. Let's be honest, really great crock pot recipes that
Hmm.
just start at 7 a.m. and not be in the kitchen all day because
Right.
we're super busy, and so the lifestyle blogger title, I think, is just way better, right? And
Right.
way more impressive. And when I started almost 18 years ago, when I said there was only a handful of bloggers in Michigan, that was the same across the country. And what it meant then was really to be a product specialist for whatever product it was. Now the word is influencer. Back then it was product specialist.
Mm.
And, for those of you who are watching who may have been product specialists at the auto show, I was as well. And that's kind of how I started modeling and being a product specialist in the auto shows. And when I kind of transitioned to mom blogger or lifestyle blogger, um, I became a product specialist for products, companies, and brands online on my blog. And that's kind of what everyone else was doing that was blogging across the country. And Twitter was newly reformed and just kind of came out. And it was really cool to know everyone by their brand name and their Twitter handle when we all collected and came together and networked at local blogging conferences and even national blogging conferences.
Right.
Back in the day, I used to go to blogging conferences that had 7 to 9 professional bloggers, and a high percentage of them were lifestyle and mom bloggers. And we would always recognize each other as our Twitter handle. Oh, hi, you're Glamorous Moms, right? Hi, you're 6 o'clock dinner. And we were.
I think we still even do that too for
Well, we
some
do
of
that
it.
in a different way now because
Yeah.
now we have this new thing called influencers,
Mhm.
and it has changed quite a bit. And I have to say, from living in that time and era of the blogging world, and then being present now and still in the industry, it's very different. We have influencers now who are, I mean, amazing. They're beautiful. Our beauty influencers are beautiful, perfect skin. They know how to do a great photo, a great video of their morning regimen. We have these really awesome TikTok influencers that are doing great dances and just piecing together really great pieces to make a wonderful video. But back when I started, none of that existed. So it
Mhm.
truly meant connecting with the client, learning the ins and outs of their product or their brand. And I started a blog almost 18 years ago, glamorousmoms.com. And within a year, it became a business because then businesses were hiring me to learn their product, learn their brand, and
Mhm.
then travel with them at their local conferences and conventions and be that knowledgeable product specialist at their booth and share with everyone why their product or brand is so great. And then with that package, we would also blog about it and share photos. And then Twitter was born, and oh, hey, we're going to have a Twitter party for you and share photos on our Twitter accounts for you. And that was the business of professional blogging then. There are so many influencers now today that don't even have a blog. They may not even be on all of the platforms across the board. They just may be a TikTok influencer or an
Mhm.
Instagram influencer, and many have found a way to create a business. The audience has changed, social media has changed, and talent has changed. But I'm thankful to say that I'm still here doing my thing. I appreciate all of the influencers, but I'm still a little old school. I'm a businesswoman at heart, so I like to
I
create that
think, like,
relationship no matter
and maybe it's my age, but what I do, I certainly say this, that in my business, I have to bring in, I'll say, different forms of
what.
marketing and PR. So I would be remiss not to have influencers. If I open a restaurant, I want people, food bloggers and
Bloggers.
food
Yep.
influencers and Instagram. And I don't use a lot of TikTok. If the influencer uses TikTok, then maybe, but I personally don't seek out, it may be part of what their package is. Um, and so because I think you have to adjust to what is going on in the market. But I I always am, when I carefully select the person, because I want them still, what you talked about, which is so important. I want them to know the brand. I don't want just the perfect picture.
Right.
I think it's really important for my clients that the brand come across. I mean, that is what it's about.
That is what it's about. And I'll give you an example. I own a lipstick brand called
Mm.
Glameselle. And we also love all the beauty influencers out there and Instagrammers. And our team reaches out to influencers, but we're very careful. We really don't look at extremely high numbers. Okay. I've been
Yeah.
around
So
for a very long time, and I
explain
know,
to people about, because I think that people, and I love to go over this and love to go over this, especially with my clients when they're like, well, they don't have a lot of numbers.
yeah.
So,
Because I have been around for so long in this industry and I've watched these social media platforms be presented and unveil themselves, and I've watched the audiences and how they shaped themselves around these platforms
mhm,
and around influencers, where we are today. And I'm just a stickler. I really, really am big on some things that I won't budge on, and that's true branding, true personality,
mhm.
and good business ethics and relationships are very important. I think when we first launched Glameselle, we reached out to a few local influencers here in Detroit, and we just kind of sent, and even I sent some on my own. We sent a few just initial invites to say, hey, we love what you're doing. We see you, and we'd love for you to be a part of our brand. Let's work together. Can we send you some lipsticks, for photos or what have you? One Instagram influencer sent me a message back and said, sorry, I get paid for my influencing. Okay, you're not talking to someone who doesn't know. And really, that relationship was burned. That bridge was burned right there. Easily, she could have said, thank you so much for writing in. I love your product. Whether she did or not, you have to play the game, right?
Right.
These are my fees. This is what I can do for you. I'd love to work for you. Easily, she could have worked me in to landing a contract with us, to paying her to show our lipsticks online. That's what it's all about. She didn't know how to do that. She instantly called for money. It was a little insulting from the get-go. She was kind of shutting us down at first hello. That's not how you create an influencing business. So
I will tell you that I have had that with some of these influencers. I'm happy to say that I've had a couple influencers who now want to hire me
mhm.
as a publicist.
Yes,
And I kind of, it's actually now a whole different um, interesting market where influencers want a publicist. And I love it because then I get to sort of clean up what you just talked about.
yes. At the
It's
end of the day, this is all a business,
it's a
and
business, but it's also networking, and sometimes
good
I,
relationships.
good relationships, Shannon. And I think like your work ethic, and if we just talking, it's sometimes this market of, sometimes it's just young. It's these
It is.
platforms. It's really teaching people how to be in business properly.
It is. And like I said, we have a budget for influencers, so she easily could have worked us into
Hmm.
being a paid influencer for our brand. And it is about the lack of life experience, the lack of business relationships and business experience. At the end of the day, they are a business. They are the face of their brand. They're on social media. If they want to provide a service for a certain fee, that's business. And really, what helps businesses grow and business relationships grow is a really good, solid, trustworthy relationship. And if you can't get past step one, then you're not going to have a successful influencing business, whether you are a TikTok, Instagram influencer, or an old school blogger.
Mm.
All of those are still blogging 101, rules that
I hope that people who are listening right now, like who are wanting to get into this business, because that was one of my questions to you, how does one take a step into this business? But, I think you hit on it, is be good in business. You can take the perfect picture, you can edit the perfect picture, but if you don't formulate good business practices, and I say this about, I often, when I talk to young people, I get asked this a lot, what's your best, I what's your best advice to get into PR? I'm like, no, my best advice to get into anything is to be kind, you know And, from there, being kind. So, part of that is don't lead with your price.
Yeah. Right.
Lead with, how can I help you? What are you looking for? And go from there. And also, you want someone to represent you that wants to represent you,
Right.
as well. I think that's, one of the things I remember back in the day with just pure traditional advertising. I used to get asked, do the people who, and in particular celebrities, do celebrities who talk about a brand really use that brand? Is it authentic? And of course, we knew that wasn't the case. But I used to say, for me, if I was going to represent someone, I was going to have to love the clothing, the jewelry, the lipstick, I was going to have to shop there, use it.
Mhm.
And I believe that to be true of really good influencers. And
Yeah.
I think you can read through the lines of one of the things that comes to mind. I don't know if you notice this, is when I see an influencer go from 3 bakeries, as an example, and they're all the best. I'm like, are they all the best? Or are they just paying you all the best?
Yeah.
So
I
I
think
want to switch gears a little bit because I really want to talk about your love, and that's Glamorous Moms Foundation. Tell us give us what Glamorous Moms Foundation is. And you have a really special May event coming up.
we do. Thank you. What a great segue, because Glamorous Moms Foundation is a nonprofit organization that I started a year and 7 months ago. So it's still fairly new. Um, and obviously it stems from my Glamorous Moms brand. And the conversation we just had about influencing and the blogging, and then, bringing it into my foundation, that's actually how it came about. Um, uh, like I said, Glamorous Moms, the brands started almost 18 years ago, 17 and a half years ago. And I've been through it all. I've been through the influencing contracts. I'm still an influencer. I'm still a professional blogger owning 3 blogs. I have an audience. I don't have millions following me, and I'm completely okay with that because I know the people that are following me are genuine. I have real relationships with them. I work with them constantly, and I'm proud of my audience. And because social media and influencing has evolved so much, and I have evolved so much as a person, as a mom, as a wife, as a woman, and a woman in business, I woke up one day and just realized, like, okay, what am I doing? How long do I want to do this? I
Mhm.
truly still love influencing and blogging about my favorite brands, but I'm more about brands that give back. So I'm very
Mm.
selective now in who I choose as my clients and who I choose to work with. And I realize I do have an audience. I have a great, genuine audience on all platforms and my blogs. And I woke up one day and realized, I just want to use my audience for the greater good. Everyone is showing their favorite moisturizer, their favorite sunscreen, and I'm doing it too. But really, what does it mean? And for everyone else, it means something different to them. But for me, I want to make a change. I've been on so many boards and committees for local nonprofits here in Michigan, over a dozen nonprofits I've helped out and volunteered for. I just really love the heart of all of these people and organizations that I've met and worked with throughout the years, the heart and the meaning of giving back.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed today. My family, my husband, my children, we are very, very blessed. But my husband and I didn't grow up blessed. We didn't grow up having all the things that we have now. We both have worked very, very hard for what we have. So we really know the true meaning of the dollar. And we really know the true meaning of, what it means to maybe live in a life that's not as blessed or doesn't have all these material items or money or whatever. At the end of the day, it's not about that. So I wanted to start a nonprofit organization of my own and use my audience for the greater good, because I truly understand the people that we're helping.
Mhm.
So Glamorous Moms Foundation, the mission is to support women and children and families in Michigan who are currently suffering from or rebuilding their lives from poverty, illness, domestic violence, human trafficking, and homelessness.
That's
And so it's a lot of
amazing.
categories, but sometimes those categories merge together with
Mhm.
families and individuals in Detroit and nationwide, right? There's always mental illness that, you know,
Mhm.
coincides with a person that might be homeless for years, right? And there's new moms that are struggling to find the financial support to have this baby and buy what it means to be safe and healthy for their bodies and their babies. You know, these are just a couple examples. And so when I started Glamorous Moms Foundation, it was the thought process of transitioning this great brand with a great, genuine, loving, kind-hearted audience that cares about me and what I'm doing, and directing them to doing God's work, really, and just directing them to understand that we are here on this planet to help those that are less fortunate, help those that are struggling. And if we have the means to do it, then we should do it together, really.
I think that's so beautiful. And what I love is, again, this just transformation
Yeah.
of your passion of starting out as a, as a blogger, as someone who, really was using your voice to influence 18 years ago. But, it's almost like your blog grew up.
Yeah.
Your voice grew up, and, and you took your audience with you
Mhm.
and on this journey. And, and you're right, your audience is very loyal,
Yeah.
and your audience grew up with you too.
Right.
And the fact that, what we want to do is really heal people and help people. And you're right, there's a lot of categories in what you do,
Mhm.
but those categories do overlap. There's lots of lots of statistics out there that show that. May 20, do I have the date right? May 22nd,
Yeah.
you have a luncheon coming up, which is so amazing, because I have to say it's not a virtual luncheon.
Right.
It's really in person, which is just so exciting to begin with, that people are going to be safe, secure in person in Birmingham at the Townsend. So tell us a little bit about what's going to happen at a real live event.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning it. It is our first fundraiser since the foundation has been born. We originally had this planned for last spring, but obviously we couldn't have it because of the pandemic. We had it planned like right in the grit of everything,
Sure.
and the panic was hitting, and people were starting to get sick. So of course we just canceled it, and we changed the date from last spring to September. And in September, you know, we weren't
Couldn't
ready.
do anything. Yeah.
Ready, vaccines weren't ready. We couldn't do anything still with the governor's state mandate. So we changed it. We've changed it a few times. And
Right.
so yes, now we have landed in planning the luncheon for May 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Townsend. We are still following all CDC guidelines, and the Townsend is so great at following the CDC guidelines. Of course, you know, they're a top
Sure.
business and they know what to do to keep everyone safe. But as a foundation, we are very sensitive to people's feelings and needs and personal situations in this pandemic. Some may not be ready for an in-person event, and that's totally fine. We totally understand. And some are ready. So we are going to have a limited number of guests. We are capping the guest list to make sure that we are not crowding the rooms, and to make sure we're following Governor Whitmer's state mandate of room capacity. We've dropped the table seating from 10 people per table to 6 to make sure there's proper social distancing at the table. Masks have to be worn
Mhm.
at all times, of course, unless you're sitting down eating. And we'll be social distancing the groups of people and the individuals shopping in the Michigan vendor area. So we have some plans in place. We'll be passing out hand sanitizer and free masks at check-in to everyone. So we're following all guidelines. So we are careful, but we're so excited to have an in-person event. And I
Of
have to
course.
say, I've been getting so many messages from ladies saying, thank you for having this event. I've recently been vaccinated. I'm ready to go. And I need to get out of the house and see people.
People want to take a tag off their clothes that have been hanging for a
Yeah.
year. I
And I was
mean,
just going to say, and some ladies are like, I just want to wear a dress and heels. So thank you for having this event. So we
they
are
really do. I think that, I think that it's sort of, we've got to walk out the door at some point and feel, you know, a little, we might be a little scared, but to do it in an environment where we've been told that, safety is a top of mind. And the other thing is that when you're doing something for someone else, it's going to feel really good to be there. And
Absolutely. And, so for me, if anyone knows me, and if you've ever been to an event that I've thrown, I've been in the charity world for over 12 years, just hosting events, volunteering for events, chairing luncheons, chairing fashion shows in our fashion community, producing fashion shows. I've done so much. If you know me, then I'm always going to link what I do to charity. And throughout the years, it's always been to a charity I've been working with or volunteering
mhm.
for. But now it's finally my charity, and it kind of feels so good. It's all tied in together. And the guests at the luncheon are really in for a wonderful afternoon. So valet is free at the Townsend. We have a valet sponsor, a wonderful valet sponsor, Coster Moisture, that is taking care of that for us. And we will have Michigan vendors in the lobby in front of the ballroom. So the ladies and gents that join us that day can learn about our Michigan businesses, our small businesses and our companies that are still here and up and running, and they can buy products from them right on the spot. And we have a beautiful presentation. The presentation is going to be small because I want it to be soft and inviting and not intimidating. Like we're all kind of easing into being together again
Mhm.
in person.
Mhm.
So I think it's going to be lovely. We have a plated lunch and dessert and coffee for everyone. We have glamosas for our guests.
Fun.
And we will have a fashion show with Michigan fashion designers. We'll have 8 different designers showing their looks, including
Wonderful.
Michelle Wellness and her derby hats. And we'll have a little award ceremony for our top volunteer of the year. So we have some special things planned for the afternoon.
Well, I'm excited. And are tickets still available if people want to come and sponsorships?
They are. Tickets are $100, and we still have a few seats available. We're
Okay.
going to be closing that link soon, but you can purchase tickets on Eventbrite. Just go to eventbrite.com and search for Glamorous Luncheon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad we finally got to get together. You and I've had some conversations offline, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy we're together. For all things, I would say head to glamorousmoms.com. It is just an amazing source of resource. I've sent so many people there. From there you can navigate all over the place to all the different hats. Glamorous Mommies, DetroitFashionNews.com. The lipsticks, by the way, are phenomenal.
Thank
The
you.
colors, Glameselle.com. They're just gorgeous, really beautiful spring colors. I'm still in a little dark, I know, but
We'll send you some brighter spring colors.
I know I'm my nails went lighter, my lip did not yet. So but I am so excited we finally got to do this, and we will
Thank you.
talk soon. Your work is just phenomenal, and I'm glad that people got a chance to just hear the tip of the iceberg with you. So you'll have to come. I'll have to try and figure out another time to have you come back so we can just really probably talk about Glameselle. Like that in itself is a whole probably half-hour conversation.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. The brand, I started the lipstick brand to tie in with the foundation. So anytime someone purchases a lip liner, lip gloss, lipstick, or liquid matte lipstick from Glameselle, a portion of those proceeds goes right to the foundation to help us create life necessity bags for the homeless and new mom baskets for moms in need. Yeah, let's do that. I'd love to talk more.
I want to, we definitely need to do that. We need to have that, just that conversation. So we're really talking about, and, getting that word out so people really head over and purchase that particular product so that money gets back into the community.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing. I don't know
Thank
how you do it all and get it done in a 24-hour period. I don't know.
I tell you, I don't sleep and it's really wacky, but God brings ideas and new thoughts to me in the middle of the night. Ask my husband. I don't sleep, but I'm always waking him up saying, "Hey, what if we do this at the luncheon? Or what if we do this with Glameselle? Okay, we're holding another luncheon on Sunday. Are you in? Are you going to help me?" And he's just like, "Oh my God, go to sleep. It's 4 a.m." But I always get these ideas at night, and I just feel like the Lord is feeding me great ideas and leading the way for me. And so far,
Okay, eventually he's going to give you a notepad to put next to your nightstand instead of waking him up, because that's what my husband did. He's like, "Stop waking me up, put a pen and pencil, like a pen and pad next to your," he's like, "Don't wake me up, write it down."
a lot of these things that I've done, even just social media campaigns or bright business ideas, they have come to me in the middle of the night.
Oh,
During the day, I'm too busy working, but at night,
100% that. And I always say they come to me in the shower. I,
oh, that's
uh,
fun. That's fun.
well,
Yeah.
have an amazing day. I don't know how you do it, but keep going because we
Thank
need
you.
people like you.
Thank you. I appreciate the time and the
Uh,
support so much. Thank you.
have a beautiful day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.